Go ahead. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. This is our August 7th regular meeting of the Mason County Commission. We're going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Chief Hanson, would you please do us the honor of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
District 2, Kevin Shooting.
Here.
And District 3, Terry Drexler. Here.
Correspondence. Is there any correspondence to come before this commission?
Oh, yes, several items. Timberlake Community Club sent in a petition for special use regulations on Big Timber Lake. The Economic Development Council sent their second quarter report for 2018. Robert Ledge, along with Kevin and Kelly Bright, sent in letters of concern over the proposed Scott Pit. Jerome Nunemaker sent in concerns about Mason County. Marilyn Vogler submitted an application for the Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board. Jackie Snyder sent in a letter regarding the Benson Lake speed limit. Washington State Department of Transportation sent a notice that parcel numbers 3202951, 01015, 01014, 01013, and 01012 have been declared surplus, and there is a 60-day notice of the disposition for properties. Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent a liquor license application for Long Live the Kings held at Alderbrook Resort and Spa. Jean Bray and David Hagan sent in letters regarding the Natural Resources Conservation Area planned by the Department of Natural Resources.
Thank you. Item number 4.2, news release. Mason County Lodging Tax Advisory Committee Generator Position Staff, Commissioner Drexler.
I was demoted. Mason County is seeking an individual to serve on the Mason County Lodging Tax Advisory Committee who represents a business that is required to collect lodging tax. We call him a generator. This person will fill a vacated position with a term ending May 2019. The committee consists of at least 5 members and is appointed by the Board of Mason County Commissioners. The committee shall include at least 2 representatives of businesses that are required to collect lodging tax, generators, and at least 2 members who are persons involved in activities that are authorized to be funded by lodging tax revenue spenders. The number of generator members on the committee shall equal the number of spender members, with the county commissioner serving as chair of the committee. The committee reviews requests for lodging tax funding and makes recommendations to the commissioners regarding the use of lodging tax monies. The committee meets during regular business hours, usually not more than once a month. For an application, please contact the Mason County Commissioner's Office, 427-9670, extension 419, or visit our website, www.co.mason.wa.us. Completed applications should be turned into the Commissioner's Office. Applications will be accepted until the position is filled. I also want to just take a moment and thank Kelly Berg, who was a co-owner of Hammersley Lighthouse at Hammersley Inlet for her years of service on the commission. Kelly has taken a position with the county and so is stepping down from the committee.
Thank you. Item number 4.3, news release. Planning Advisory Commission vacancy, Staff Kel Rowan.
Good morning. Mason County is seeking 2 applicants from Commissioner District 1, that's the Grapeview, Harstein Island, Allen, Belfair, and Tahuya areas, for the Mason County Planning Advisory Commission. The Planning Advisory Commission is a 7-member citizen board appointed to advise the Board of County Commissioners on policy related to amendments to the Comprehensive Plan, Shoreline Master Program, Resource Ordinance, and other development regulations. The commission typically meets at least once per month on the 3rd Monday at 6 p.m. with special meetings scheduled as necessary. Appointed commissioners normally serve a 4-year term. Currently, one position will be filling a vacancy set to expire in January 2021, while the other is a 4-year term ending in January 2022. Applicants to serve on the board are being accepted until this position is filled, should be submitted to the Mason County Commissioners, 411 North 5th Street, Shelton, Washington, 98584. Application forms may be obtained from the Commissioner's Office or by calling 360-427-9670 extension 419 or visiting our website at www.co.mason.wa.us.
Thank you. Is there any other correspondence or organizational business to come before the body?
No.
Thank you. We'll move forward to open forum for citizens input. This is your opportunity to speak to the commission on any item that is not on the agenda. If it's on the agenda, we ask that you wait till it comes up. You'll be given an opportunity to ask questions or testify if that's what you'd like. But if it's not on the agenda, this is your opportunity to speak to us. We ask that you speak directly to the commission, not to the audience. If you would please raise your hand, we will recognize you and ask you to come up. We'd ask that you also please perhaps add your name and where you're from. With that being said, 5 minutes per person limit, but there's 15 minutes total for everybody, so we ask you to please be brief so others can speak. With that being said, are there any items or anybody out there that would like to talk on any item that is not on the agenda? Please.
Thank you for letting me talk. My name is James Taylor. I live at 60 East Case Place in Timberlake HOA out there. What I wanted to ask you guys was, as you probably know, I've been dealing with trying to get the buoys shortened from our 150 down to 75 is what our petition said. But I did talk to Randy and Terry a few weeks ago, and I'd like to see if we can do a small baby step and get the Scribner's error, because I believe you and Terry, as well as the officer Dugan, realized that the law was typed in where it should have said a maximum of 150 and not 150. So I asked the board if that's something possible we can do. Is from what I've been told, 2 board members have to recognize it. I know that you'll be leaving soon, Terry. I just wanted to make sure we can get that done before you vacate your office.
Well, if we can, if it's all right, I do think there was a Scribner's error. If it's okay, I'd like to ask staff to bring that to a briefing on Monday. Are you comfortable with that? Do you think it was a Scribner's error? Because I remember us saying up to 150 feet.
I would need to see the red line. I mean, I wouldn't dispute that, but I would need to see the red line because I don't recall it that clearly.
Okay.
But I do understand that Officer Dugan interprets the law that way, or he did when he was in Marine Patrol.
Yeah. So you're comfortable with us having a briefing on Monday?
I am.
Can you? We'll take it up on Monday as the commission. We can't do that here. Thank you. Is there any, yes, please.
Good morning. Cyrene Goldsby, I live in the Agate area. And I'm just here to ask a question or to get some clarification perhaps. I understand that you're going to be having budget meetings with all of the different offices real soon. Is there a time constraint on these offices when they meet with you? Do they have a certain time that they can present their budgets to you?
I'll try to answer. For myself, in the past, we have a set time to meet with them, but we don't limit them on the amount of time that it takes to present their budget. We've had some of them go hours and hours.
Well, the reason I'm just asking is because I'm hearing that most of these offices were given a time constraint of like an hour or so.
Okay.
So
Are you referring to, we have a Citizens Budget Committee, Advisory Committee, and we've asked each of the departments and elected officials to come in and present what their mandates are and how they are funded. And we have been trying to get through these so that the committee can get to the work of making their recommendations. And we have asked for a 15-minute limit on those, but it's not the presentation of the budget. And I'm wondering if that's what you're referring to.
Well, I've just understood that some of these departments were given an hour to present their budgets to you.
We haven't started that. That was, if you're referring to last year, again, just as Commissioner Netherland says, we try to schedule them, obviously, for just to have things work in an order. But we have not said, okay, time's up, you're on. We do have to be sensitive if there's another department behind them, that they have the opportunity to be able to wait if they need to conclude with the other officer or department. But we've never cut anybody off. So I'm not sure where you're getting your information, and I'm wondering if you're
I
hearing.
just am here for clarification. It doesn't matter where I
Oh,
got
okay.
information. I just want some clarification as to if you're going to be doing budget meetings with the commission, that each department can present theirs to however much time that they need to present it.
In the past, we always have, one thing, we have a standing invitation to every department on top of the budget. They can always meet with us again and again and again. All they gotta do is request it, it gets put on the agenda, they meet with us for whatever they need. Now, we try to keep it limited because we have full days, but if they ask for an hour, we'll give them an hour. If they ask for 15 minutes, we just try to arrange around that, but we never deny them their ability to talk to us.
Well, that's just, that's good enough then.
I would also just say, you know, different offices have different size budgets, and, you know, some offices don't need as much time as others, and there are certainly departments that are more complex, and so I think we've been flexible, or try to be flexible, and obviously, try to have the offices tell us how much time they think they need as well, and try to schedule accordingly.
We have other ones we've given an hour for, they come in and only needed 5 minutes. The coroner's pretty simple with what he wants and asks for. It's just the way it works. Okay, is there anybody else who would like to ask a question or to talk to the commission regarding anything that is not on the agenda? Hearing none, we will move forward to the adoption of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move the adoption of the agenda as presented.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded for the adoption of the agenda as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. Approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of the July 23rd, 2018 briefing minutes and the July 24th, 2018 regular meeting minutes.
And I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded for the approval of the July 23rd, 2018 briefing minutes, July 24th, 2018 regular meeting minutes. Any additions or subtractions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Item number 8 is an open forum for citizens' input. Is the approval of the action agenda. All items listed under the action agenda may be enacted by one motion unless a commissioner or citizens request it to be removed from the action agenda and considered as a separate item. We will read each of the items to the public, at which time, after we're done, you'll be given an opportunity to ask a question that would help you to decide whether to have it taken off or just to go ahead and have it taken off. With that being said, I will read item number 8.1 and 8.2. Commissioner Drexler, if you will read 8.4 and 8.5, and that's not fair. And I will read 8.6. You can take a break on this one. Okay, so item number 8.1, approval to set a public hearing on Tuesday, August 28, 2018 at 6:30 p.m. to consider amending the boating regulations pertaining to Lake Kokanee. Item number 8.2, approval of the order of sale requesting the Mason County Treasurer to schedule an online auction with bid for assets to sell certain tax title properties. Item number 8.3 was removed before the meeting began.
Item 8.4, approval to authorize Public Works to work with United Way and Mason County Garbage to provide free disposal of solid waste from the day of carrying and utilize a cleanup day under the Republic long haul contract to not have to pay for disposal of the material to Republic. Item 8.5, approval of warrants and treasurer electronic remittances. Claims Clearing Fund warrants 8057911 through 8058190 totaling $1,070,529.61. Claims Direct Deposit Fund warrants 51608 through 51950 totaling $700,102.22. The Salary Clearing Fund warrants 7003779 through 7003805 totaling $487,487.40. Treasurer electronic remittance for July 2018 totaling $189,844.49, and a refund of interest earned for July 2018 of $19.14.
Item 8.6, approval of the prisoner housing contract between the Mason County Sheriff's Office and Washington State Department of Corrections. Now that all the items have been read to you, is there any items on there that you have questions on in lieu of having it taken off for a separate vote? Are there any items that you would like taken off for a separate vote? Commissioners, are there any items you would like taken off for separate vote?
I would like to ask a question. In our briefing on item 8.2, the bid for assets, I had asked the question about whether we were going to be using cash-only sales here, or whether we were going to use the authorization in the law for annual payments for any purchases. And I don't see the contract language on that. Did we clarify that we're only going to do the cash-only sales?
I'm not sure.
Commissioner, what?
I'm sorry, I've been helping on this. I believe we did discuss a cash-only option the last time we did meet about it, not doing the payments, because Lisa did not have the manpower to handle that,
Okay,
so.
okay.
Are you comfortable with that, or would you like it taken off and a vote taken with specific language added?
That is a good idea, and I think I'd like to do that.
Okay.
I'd like to request the removal of item 8.2.
Item number 8.2 is removed. All right, is there any other items you'd like removed? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of today's action agenda items 8.1 through 8.6 with removal of item 8.2 for a separate vote.
And I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded for the approval of the action agenda items, item 8.1 through 8.6 with the removal of 8.2. 8.3 was removed earlier. Are there any comments, or recommendations, or statements? No? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Item number 8.2, approval of the order of sale requesting the Mason County Treasurer to schedule an online auction with bid for assets to sell certain tax title properties. Frank, would you take a half a second and just... Could you just maybe put at the end? Oh, you already did it, okay. What is it, so I can do it?
So
With requirements for cash-only sales.
Go ahead, Frank.
Mason County has the opportunity to sell parcels that have been foreclosed upon in a auction after the treasurer's auction to foreclose was ineffective in selling those parcels. Those are surplus properties. This is a list of those properties that we're hoping to put back for a bid through the internet. And the order for the parcels was forwarded and is a part of the resolution. There is a contract with the online bidding out company, organization, for us to work with them. And the plan is to hope to put those in for bid in September.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for staff? Any? Thank you very much. Is there anybody who would like to testify on this issue? Public testimony? Hearing none, Commissioner deliberation?
I just wanted to clarify that when we were given the meeting packet or the information at our briefing, it did highlight RCW language that required, or that did allow the ability to make annual payments on these properties using a online bidding process. And most of these properties are set at minimum bids of $2,500, et cetera, and just the complexity and the time and the staffing to do annual payments over a 10-year period on some small amount like that. I just want to ensure that we're not doing that. And so that's why I've asked for this to be pulled out for a separate vote.
Would this in any way inhibit a future treasurer from utilizing that provision in RCW?
I don't think so, because we're approving the sale of this list of properties, and so that's my thought, is that this is a bid for assets is just for this list. And again, the highest amount on the minimum bid is about $6,000. And like I said, over a 10-year period, that's a long time.
Yeah, I would concur that this is just for the specific listing of tax title properties. Any other comments? Would somebody like to make a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move the approval of the order of sale requesting Mason County Treasurer to schedule an online auction with bid for assets to sell certain tax title properties with requirements for cash-only sales.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded for the approval of the order of sale requesting the Mason County Treasurer to schedule an online auction with bid for assets to sell certain tax title properties with payment requirements for cash-only sales. Further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. We move on to item number 9, which is other business, department heads and elected officials. Are there any department heads or elected officials who would like to speak at this time? Hearing none, we will move to item number 10, which there are no public hearings. That brings us to item number 11, which is our board reports and calendars. Commissioner Drexler, would you go first? Commissioner Schutte, if you wouldn't mind following her, and I'll go after that.
Okay, we had a light week last week in which we had canceled briefings and hearing and regular meetings. So I took the opportunity to go camping out at Pacific Beach. Following today's meeting, I'll be meeting with one of our Budget Advisory Committee members, and then I will be conducting interviews of the managers of Mason Transit Authority in our process of reviewing the performance of the general manager there. And then I have the Budget Advisory Committee meeting on Wednesday, and I'm meeting with Scott Brewer of the Hood Canal Coordinating Council on Thursday, Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Organization meeting on Friday, and the Executive Finance Committee of the Pack Mountain Workforce Development Council on Friday as well, bringing us back to briefings on Monday.
Mr. Chair, I too was out last week, and so this week there's a lot of time getting caught up on things and returning phone calls and emails. In addition to that, I also have a meeting with Scott Brewer, the Hood Canal Coordinating Council, on Thursday morning. And I also have mobile office hours again at the Hoodsport Library on Thursday the 9th from 1:30 to 3 o'clock for folks out in that area that would like to have an opportunity to come down and chat. I will be there from 1:30 to 3 o'clock, and then back for briefings on Monday.
Thank you. For myself last week, short week also, but I met with the leaders of the animal cruelty group that they're trying to stop animal cruelty and work to and provide provisions for the Mason County Sheriff's Department to be able to do stuff to help some of these animals. I met with former Representative Fred Finn in regards to economic development for our area. The ARC Board of Directors, our briefings, elected and department head meeting, and a left board meeting this morning. After this, I have an MTA Building Committee meeting, Trails in Lake, for something I'm not sure what it is, but they needed me to be there specifically for this. Interview with a group from Grays Harbor to look at running the Peninsula Regional Transportation Organization. EDC, Economic Development Council meeting. They have a potluck at Trails in Lake that they've asked me to attend. Briefings. There's a grand opening of NITA's on Monday also. I hope everybody will be able to go there and show their support for their reopening there. George from 5XL has taken that over. And with that, that brings us back to our regular business. Is there anything anybody would like to add?
No.
And that brings us to the end of our agenda. If there's no objection, we will be adjourned. Okay. No?
Chair, I move that we adjourn.
Second.
It is done.